Welcome to Whispers of Wisdom, gentle tales for your heart and mind. Welcome, dear listener. You have arrived in this moment, not by accident, but by a quiet calling, a gentle tug of the heart that has led you here. This moment asks for nothing from you. No tasks, no expectations, no weight to carry. It is a space without demands, where you may finally rest. Take a breath, deep, unhurried. Let the air fill your chest. Hold it softly, and then let it go. Like leaves drifting downstream. Feel the weight of the day slipping from your shoulders, like a robe gently falling to the ground. The endless chatter of the world grows dimmer until it becomes no more than a whisper. And finally, even that whisper fades. Your breath continues, steady, unbroken. It is the rhythm of the earth itself. Inhale, life enters. Exhale, life releases. You are part of this timeless exchange, an endless circle. The teachings of the Buddha remind us that peace is not something we must chase. It is not waiting at the end of the road. It does not arrive only when all problems are solved. Oh, peace is already here, already within you, like a jewel resting unnoticed in the palm of your hand. But jewels must be uncovered, the dust brushed away, the eye stilled long enough to see their shine. So too must the heart quiet itself to notice the peace it already holds. Tonight, allow yourself to set aside the weight of striving, the endless need to become something more. Here you do not need to be better, or stronger, or wiser. You only need to be. The path winds gently before you, a ribbon of earth leading through tall grass. Each step is unhurried. Each step is enough. The Buddha once said, "There is no path to peace. Peace is the path." And so, traveler, notice how peace reveals itself, not at the destination, but here in the walking, in the crunch of gravel beneath your feet, the golden light spilling across the fields, in the breath that rises and falls steady as the earth itself. Ahead, the temple waits, but there is no hurry to arrive, for the journey itself is sacred. The air is fresh with morning fragrance, wild jasmine drifting on the breeze, a hint of pine from the distant hills. You breathe it in deeply, and with each breath, the body softens further. The mind untangles, the heart opens. Listen closely to the hush of bamboo swaying gently, to the quiet chatter of sparrows at play, to the faraway bell of the temple calling you forward. Not demanding, not urgent, only inviting. Every sound belongs to this moment. Every step anchors you deeper into now. As you walk, notice the weight of your body, the way the earth accepts you fully, never questioning, never rejecting, always welcoming. This path is the path of countless travelers before you, monks and seekers, mothers and children, elders carrying stories of wisdom. Each step they took still echoes here, and now your steps join theirs, a continuation of a sacred walk. The temple rises slowly in the distance. Its roof curved like a prayer lifted toward the sky, its walls touched by the morning sun, golden light dancing across ancient wood. But even here, even as the temple draws closer, you are reminded the temple outside is only a reflection of the temple within, the sanctuary of the present moment, the altar of your own breath. You pause for a moment, feel the breeze against your skin, feel the stillness beneath the movement, and recognize you have already arrived, not at the temple gates, but here in awareness. The Buddha taught that awakening is not a distant mountain to climb. It is the flower that blooms when you stop searching and see what has always been here. So with each step, whisper silently to yourself, I am here. I have arrived. This step is enough. And the path, once just earth and stone, becomes a sacred thread, weaving you into the living fabric of now. The temple bell rings again, clear, resonant, eternal, not marking the passage of time, but reminding you that time itself dissolves here, leaving only presence. You smile softly, for whether you reach the gates or not, you are already home, here in this breath, here in this step, here in this vast and endless moment. At last, the temple stands before you, its gates carved with ancient patterns, lotus, cloud, flame, each symbol whispering a story of awakening, of countless seekers who came before you. The doors are open, wide, unguarded, for the temple welcomes all who arrive in sincerity. There is no lock, no key, only the quiet invitation to step inside. You pause before the threshold. Your breath deepens. Your heart steadies. The elder's words echo softly within you. The temple outside is a reflection of the temple within. You step across, and immediately the air shifts. Cooler, stiller, as if the world itself is holding its breath. The silence here is not empty. It is alive, brimming with presence. Each grain of wood, each beam above, seems to vibrate with awareness. Candles flicker gently at the altar, their flames bending and bowing as if in prayer. Incense drifts upward, a thin, spiraling thread of fragrance, carrying unseen prayers into the vastness. The traveler within you bows instinctively, not to a statue, not to stone or gold, but to the silence itself, to the mystery that breathes through all things. You kneel upon the smooth, wooden floor and feel its coolness against your palms, as if the earth itself were reminding you, I hold you, I support you, always. At the heart of the temple sits a great image of the Buddha, not stern, not distant, but serene, radiant, compassionate, eyes half closed, resting in the eternal present. The elder's voice returns, soft, steady, like wind through leaves. Do you see, traveler? The Buddha is not only before you, he is within you. Every breath you take, every step you walk, can be Buddha if you are awake. The words do not strike you like thunder. They unfold gently like petals opening. revealing a truth you already knew, but had forgotten in the noise of the world. Your gaze rests upon the flickering flame of a candle, and you see it clearly. This flame depends on the wick. The wick depends on the wax. The wax depends on the sun that warmed the earth. The earth depends on the rain that kissed its soil. And the rain depends on the clouds drifting across the sky. Nothing exists alone. Everything is woven. Everything belongs. The Elder's whisper continues. This is interbeing. To see one flame is to see the whole universe. To see yourself is to see all beings. And to awaken is not to escape life, but to embrace it fully. Your chest softens, your breath deepens, and in that moment you feel the truth, not as thought, but as direct knowing. You are not separate. You are not alone. You are the flame, the wick, the wax, the rain, the earth. A bell sounds within the temple, clear, resonant, timeless. Its echo lingers in the silence like a drop of eternity. And you realize this silence is not the absence of sound. It is the presence of everything. You bow once more, not because you must, but because gratitude flows naturally, like water seeking the sea. The temple has given you no answers, and yet it has revealed everything. The truth was never hidden, and it was always here, waiting in the present moment. The elder smiles gently, standing beside you. "Traveler," he says softly, "you have not come to worship. You have come to remember. And in that remembering, you feel lighter, freer, as if the temple's silence has opened a door within you, a door that will never close again." After the temple, they walked deeper into the valley. The sun was lowering, shadows stretching long across the path. The elder raised his hand, and motioned for you to stop. "Here," he said softly. "Sit." You lowered yourself onto the earth. The ground was cool, the air tender, the horizon slowly dissolving into twilight. The elder sat beside you, his back straight, his breath calm. For a long time, he said nothing. The silence deepened around you, a silence so vast that even your thoughts hesitated to disturb it. At first, the stillness was difficult. Your body shifted, your mind wandered. Questions pressed at you like restless birds. What are we waiting for? Why are we here? What am I supposed to see? But the elder did not move, did not speak. His breath rose and fell like the ocean tide, steady, patient, eternal. And gradually, your own breath began to follow his rhythm. Slower, deeper, gentler. The wind brushed your face. The sound of water trickling nearby filled your ears. And in that stillness, you began to notice what had always been present, the heartbeat within your chest, the weight of your hands upon your knees, the subtle warmth of the earth beneath you. The elder's voice came at last, no louder than a whisper of grass. "Traveler, the greatest teaching is not in words, it is in stillness. When you are still, the world reveals itself." You listened, and in the silence, The valley opened before you, the hum of insects weaving through the dusk, the creak of trees swaying in the wind, the sky deepening into a canvas of stars, the river below flowing endlessly forward. And then something shifted within you. The stillness was no longer outside, it was inside. It was not an effort, it was a presence. Not a task, but a homecoming. The elder continued, "When the mind races, you see little. When the mind quiets, you see everything. Stillness is not the absence of life. Stillness is the fullness of life, without distraction." You closed your eyes, and for the first time, you felt no urge to chase after thought. The silence held you, embraced you, carried you. And in that silence, you realized you had been searching for answers all along, but what you truly longed for was this stillness, this being. The elder placed a hand upon the earth beside him. "Do you hear it?" he asked. The earth speaks, but only in stillness. The stars guide, but only in stillness. Your heart knows, but only in stillness. Tears welled in your eyes, not from sorrow, but from recognition. As if every stream, every leaf, every breath had been waiting patiently, waiting for you to finally be still enough to notice. The twilight faded into night. The first stars blossomed above. And yet, there was no sense of time. Only the eternal now stretching endlessly in all directions. The elder whispered one last teaching. Stillness is the doorway. Enter it, and you will see that life has never been hidden. It is here. Always here. Waiting, you bowed your head, and for the first time, the bow did not feel like a gesture to someone else, but to the moment itself, to the stillness that had welcomed you home. And in that stillness, your journey continued, not with steps, but with presence, not with seeking, but with seeing. The path led them downward toward a river that glimmered silver in the moonlight. Its waters moved with steady force, endless, unbroken, eternal. The elder stood at the riverbank, gazing into the current as though reading a scripture written in water. "Traveler," he said softly, "this is the river of time." You stepped closer. The sound of rushing water filled your ears, 1,000 voices speaking all at once. Some tones were soft, like whispers of memory. Others were strong, like drums of destiny. And together, they wove a music that had no beginning and no end. The elder placed a smooth stone in your hand. "Throw it into the river," he instructed. You obeyed. The stone struck the surface with a splash, ripples spreading outward, circles upon circles, dissolving into the flow. "Do you see?" the elder asked. "Every action, every thought, every word is like this stone. It touches the river of time. It creates ripples. And yet, the river does not stop. It carries everything forward." You watched the current swallow the ripples. The river flowed on, unchanged, unstoppable, and something inside you stirred. You whispered, no matter what I do, time will move forward." The elder nodded. "You cannot swim backward into yesterday. You cannot leap forward into tomorrow. You can only live here, in the current, now." The words echoed in your chest. For a moment, you placed your hand in the water. Its coolness startled you. Its strength pulled at your skin. You felt the urgency of its flow. Always moving, always now. The elder spoke again. "Many fear this river. They cling to its banks, clutching stones of memory there, or grasping at branches of hope. But no one can stop the current. The river is life itself. You closed your eyes. Memories of your past arose. Joys, sorrows, regrets. Each one like a leaf caught in the current. And one by one, you saw them drift downstream, carried beyond your reach. Tears warmed your face. The elder placed his hand gently on your shoulder. "Traveler," he whispered, "let them go. The river remembers. You do not need to." You inhaled deeply. On the exhale, you felt a weight lift from your chest. The river took it, carried it away, dissolving it into endlessness. The elder smiled. "Now open your eyes and see not just what has gone, but what remains." You opened them, and the present rushed into you. The moonlight danced upon the water. The night air shimmered with sound. The river was not a threat. It was a song, and you were part of its music. A new understanding rose within you. The present was not a fragile moment slipping away. It was the entire river, infinite, flowing, eternal. And by stepping into it fully, you were never apart from life. The elder's voice was soft, yet steady like the river itself. "Traveler, you have learned stillness. Now you learn flow. To be still is to see. To flow is to live. Both are the same, two faces of truth. You bowed to the river, not with sorrow, but with gratitude. Its voice roared in your ears, but it no longer frightened you. It was no longer time slipping away. It was time carrying you, lifting you, guiding you home. The elder turned back toward the path. "Come," he said, his eyes glowing in the starlight. "The journey continues." You followed. The sound of the river still echoing in your heart. And with each step, you felt yourself flowing too, not clinging, not fearing, not chasing, just flowing, like the river, like life. They walked in silence until the elder stopped near a pool of still water hidden among stones. Its surface reflected the moon, unbroken, like a silver coin laid upon the earth. The elder gestured toward it. "Traveler," he said, look into the water, tell me what you see." You knelt by the pool. At first, you saw only your own face, worn by dust of the road, eyes heavy with journeys walked. a traveler's face. "I see myself," you whispered. But even as you spoke, the reflection trembled. The firelight flickered, bending your image, reshaping it. Suddenly, you saw not one self, but many. The child you once were, the seeker you had become, the wanderer who stood now, each rising and fading with the ripples. The elder's voice was low, steady. "Is this who you are? A face? A story?" Shifting shadow in water, you stared. Confusion stirred within you. If you were not this reflection, then what? Your hands trembled slightly. I do not know." The elder placed his hand upon the surface. The reflection shattered into broken fragments of light. "Do you see? The mirror is not false, but it shows only what dances upon its skin. The truth lies deeper." You closed your eyes. Behind the image, beyond the story, what remained? At first, only silence. Then, something vast, quiet, unmoving. Not face, not name, not role, only awareness itself. Awake, watching. Tears welled in your eyes. You whispered, "I am not the reflection. I am the one who sees." The elder's smile was faint, yet radiant. Yes, the mirror of the self does not lie. It invites. It asks, "Will you cling to shadows? Will you see the seer?" The pool shimmered, your reflection returned, yet it no longer bound you. It was only a mask, a costume the soul wears in time. Beneath it, you felt something eternal, clear, open, infinite. The elder spoke again. "Many fear to look in this mirror, for they see wounds, they see failures, they see faces they cannot forgive. But those are only ripples. What lies beneath cannot be stained, cannot be broken. It is the same in all beings, one light wearing countless faces. Your breath deepened. A warmth spread through your chest. The truth was both humbling and freeing. You were not merely a traveler on a road. You were the road, the walker, and the witness of both. Slowly, you touched the water with your fingers. This time, you did not see confusion. You saw play. The dance of form and formless, like a child's laughter echoing in eternity. The elder rose, his shadow long in the firelight. Traveler, you have met yourself, not the mask, not the story, but the one who sees. Never forget this. When storms come, when faces fade, when time carries all things away, remain as the seer. That is freedom. You bowed deeply, not only to the elder, but to the reflection in the pool, a bow to all that you were, all that you are, and all that cannot be named. The silence between heartbeats grew vast, luminous, and in that silence, you felt whole. The elder touched your shoulder gently. "Come," he said. "The path leads higher still." And beyond the mirror lies the fire. The elder gestured toward the flames. "Traveler," he said, "this is the fire. It burns without mercy. It consumes all that is false. Step near if you are willing." You hesitated. The fire glowed fiercely, its heat pressing against your skin. It seemed alive, more than wood, more than flame. It was as though the fire could see you, peer into you, strip you bare. The elder's voice was calm, unshaken. "Do not fear the fire. Fear only what clings within you, the burdens you refuse to surrender. For they are the fuel it craves." Slowly, you stepped closer. The flames danced higher, crackling, twisting into shapes. Faces appeared in them, memories long hidden. A friend you betrayed. A promise you broke. A fear you carried since childhood. Each face flickered in the fire and vanished into smoke. You turned away, trembling. "It hurts," you whispered. The elder nodded. "Yes, truth burns. But what burns is not your essence. It is only the husks you cling to. Let them fall." You closed your eyes. In the flames you placed your regrets. You placed your shame. You placed the voices that told you you were not enough. Each one entered the fire, hissing, cracking, consumed. The air filled with sparks, bright as stars. And, with each release, your chest grew lighter, your breath deeper. A strange joy began to rise, raw, unshaped, but real. As though something long imprisoned within you was stretching its wings, the elder stepped forward. "Do you see, traveler? The fire does not destroy. It purifies. It reveals. It gives back what is true." You opened your eyes. The fire no longer frightened you. Its light no longer accused. It welcomed. It embraced. In its flames you now saw not pain, but possibility. Not endings, but beginnings. Tears slipped down your face, not from sorrow, but rustle.
"Elise, I thought I was weak," you whispered. "I thought I was broken. But now, I see I was only carrying ashes, and they were never mine to keep." The elder smiled. "Yes, you were never broken. You were only hidden. Now the fire shows you. Whole, the flames shifted once more. Now, they showed not your fears, but your essence. A vast light, steady, radiant, untouched by time. You recognized it instantly. It was you, not the mask, not the burden, but the fire itself, burning in all things. A quiet awe filled you. You stepped nearer still, until the heat wrapped around you like a cloak. It did not burn now. It warmed. It filled. It became breath. It became heartbeat. It became life itself. The elder's voice carried over the crackle. Traveler, you are not separate from the fire. It is in you. It is you. Carry it always, and no night will ever be dark. You bowed deeply. The flames rose high, then softened, settling into glowing embers. The night grew still, hushed, reverent. Somewhere in the distance, the first bird of dawn sang, and within you, the fire remained steady and eternal.
Traveler, he said softly, you have walked through water, through burden, through fire. Now, it is time to meet silence. The traveler followed. The path wound upward, steep, narrow, carved into the stone. Wind pressed against his face, carrying the scent of pine and snow. The world below fell away. Villages, rivers, forests, until only the mountain remained. Hours passed in quiet ascent. The elder spoke no word. Neither did the traveler. Their silence became the teacher, heavier than speech, fuller than song. At last, they reached a plateau, a wide ledge halfway to the summit. The stars blazed so brightly, it seemed the sky itself leaned closer. The elder raised his hand. Sit here. The traveler sat, stone beneath him, wind around him, stars above him, and inside him a restlessness. His mind leapt and ran. It replayed memories, it invented futures, it refused to still. The elder lowered himself onto the stone opposite him. Listen, he whispered. Not with your ears. Not with your thoughts. Listen with what is deeper. The traveler tried. But the noise within was loud. Doubts, questions, echoes of the past. At last he shook his head. Elder, I cannot. My mind is a storm. The elder nodded, his gaze steady. Then let the storm rage. Do not fight it. Sit at its center. Even storms have a still point. So the traveler closed his eyes. Winds of thought whirled. Memories crashed like thunder. Fears flashed like lightning. He wanted to run, but there was nowhere to run. He wanted to silence it, but silence cannot be forced. Time dissolved. The storm raged on until little by little something shifted. He noticed the space between thoughts, the pause between echoes, the silence beneath the noise. And in that silence, he felt vastness. He opened his eyes. The essay.
Stars burned above, but now they seemed inside him as well, countless, endless, alive. The wind no longer roared. It breathed. The stone no longer pressed hard. It supported. The silence was not empty, it was full. The elder's eyes gleamed in the starlight. You see now, silence is not the absence of sound. It is the presence of being. It is the mountain itself, unmoved, unbroken,
eternal. The traveller's breath deepened, tears slid down his cheeks, though he did not know why. Perhaps it was relief. Perhaps recognition. Perhaps because in silence at last he felt at home. The elder placed a hand over his heart. Traveller, carry this silence within you. Let it walk beside your words, let it rest beneath your actions, and you will never be lost. The traveller bowed his head. The mountain loomed above them, vast, ancient, silent. But now, it no longer felt outside of him. It felt within. He was the mountain, and in its silence, he found the truth. As the story fades into silence, may its whispers stay with you, guiding your heart gently onward. Please like and subscribe to my channel for more calming tales and timeless wisdom. Thank you.